In today's episode, I will continue my journey south, and I will take a detour up the Telemark's canal. And along the way, I will do some wild camping, and I will see different boat locks up the canal, and I will stay indoor for a couple of days due to the wind and my fatigue. And I will play some ukulele, and I will see a lot of animals, natures, and a lot of climbing on the bike. And I will bike through some very nice towns. And I will also have a lot of push bike. Today I woke up and I was reminded that this is still spring. We are still in April. Because I had some frost all over my tent. And still, I had a very nice beginning of the day. It was sunny and it got to be very warm during the day. Here you see the ferries that you can buy tickets to and take the boat up the Telemark's canal. And I biked a little bit under 30 kilometers before I got to the beginning of the Telemark canal. When I came there, I made some lunch in the park while I was airing and drying the tent and all the equipment from tonight. And after lunch, I used the opportunity to try out this slide in this very special statue in Porsgrunn before I continue my journey up the Telemark canal. And I stopped several times to talk with many different people. And it's so nice to actually have the time to talk to every people you meet along the way. Today I didn't bike more than 48 kilometers, and I pitched a tent before 4 o'clock, and it was a very nice wild camp. Every day I like to just sit down and write my diary, so I don't forget what I have been doing, so it will be easier to make these kind of episodes. And also to just enjoy this quiet time in nature. And today I could feel in my body that I was very tired. It was a lot of terrain, a lot of hills, and that was also very draining for my body. And I was really struggling due to my fatigue. So now I'm trying to see if I'm able to take some time off the bike. And I found out that not far from here, I was able to actually book a night indoor. And this house that I booked is called the Lock Keeper's Residence. And I have the whole house completely for myself. That's because the season hasn't started yet. So I could pick and choose which room I wanted to stay in. And I was so happy that I was now indoor, prepare a meal, and just relax. This house is right next to a boat lock, and this area is called Vrangfoss lock. And this is one of the boat locks that is quite far down the Telemark canal. And for the rest of the day, I was just sitting and catching up on editing and writing my daily journal. The next day, I packed up my gear and I biked 50 meters up to the reception area where I took a cup of coffee together with the owners. And while I was sitting there, I felt my fatigue hit me so hard. So then I asked if it was okay for me to stay there for one more night. They said yes. So the rest of the day I used to look at the lock and watched a working boat while it was on its way up the locks. That was the first time in my life that I have actually watched this in real life. And I was quite surprised that it only takes approximately 30 minutes from the bottom to the top. And after I had watched the whole process with all the locks, then I went back home to the house and I started to play a ukulele. Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding. All the lights that leads us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder wall. Today is gonna be the day that they never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads you have to walk are winding. All the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder wall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, You're gonna be the one that saves me. Today I can feel that I'm back on track, that I'm well rested and I don't have any fatigue anymore. So now I'm having a blast with epic views, and as you have seen, it's like been such nice weather and I have seen so many different things. Now I'm heading towards my very first mountain crossing. I won't cross the mountain today. I'm planning to set a camp right in the foot of the mountain and climb that mountain tomorrow when I'm well rested, because I still have to bike 68 kilometers today. It's raining a little bit today, but that doesn't matter when you have these epic views. The Norwegian valleys and mountains, they are just so beautiful. And while I'm at camp, I prepare my bike for the climb tomorrow. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially since this average incline is at 11%. So it's going to be quite steep the first 5 kilometers of the day. And I have to do switchback on my bike all the way up, but it was surprisingly easy, and I think that is due to that I didn't push on yesterday, that I rested for the night and then do the climbing today. And as you can see, the first 5.3 kilometers I had an elevation of 267 meters and with an average speed of 5 kilometers an hour. I'm so proud and I'm so happy that I can see my capacity on the bike has increased a lot. Today I did a lot of climbing. It has been a sunny day. I have seen waterfalls, epic views. This is one of the nicest days yet on my journey. Today when I arrive at my wild camp, I dry my clothes, shoes, play ukulele, listen to music and do a lot of sunbathing. Today is the first day I wear shorts on my journey. just enjoying my life as a nomad. Today my plan is not to bike that far, approximately 35 kilometers or so. And while I'm biking, I can feel that everything is just going so smooth, and it's such a lovely day, and I just couldn't stop because everything just went so effortlessly. And suddenly I'm close to Kragerø. That's a place that I'm planning to stay one night at a friend's house. So then I just pushed on all the way to Kragerø today. And I met many people along the way, and we talked for a long while, and now they are following me on different social medias. Everybody's so polite and so nice, and I really like to talk with everybody. And now I have arrived in Kragerø, and I'm going to celebrate with an ice cream downtown before I head home to my friend. And now I'm on my way out of Kragerø and continuing my journey south. And I can hear that I have some scratching sounds in my crank. While I'm biking, I also stop to call some cycle repair shops. And I was told that I can maybe just disassemble my crank and just clean it, put on new oil, and maybe that will fix everything. And that was actually a perfect tip, because now, after I have done everything I was told, the scratching sounds are now gone. And I also ruined one clip on my Ortlieb panniers, and I was able to take a clip of another bag, one clip that I didn't use, and I just switched places, and now everything is as it should be. I really like those days that despite things not going as planned, and still everything's just turned out great. And while I'm biking, I'm reflecting on all the generosity of people that open their home to me. They provide me with a place to sleep, food, to wash my clothes, and everything I need. I'm amazed of how generous people actually are. I didn't realize that before now, since I'm more aware, because now that I live as a nomad, I appreciate things more. This day started with high energy and everything was quite flat today. And I did an average for 15 kilometers an hour before lunch. I feel that my body has more capacity now than ever. And my mentality is getting lighter and lighter while I'm just cruising along. And I made myself a nice warm lunch right next to the road while I was having a long rest. And I biked straight through Arendal that has facilitated these nice bike lanes. first 60 kilometers of the day was quite easy and relatively flat. And that made it quite easy to enjoy all these nice sceneries all the way. And take many pauses during the day and take your time to smell the flowers and to look at people that is paragliding. And now I'm heading into my steepest climb yet on this journey. The next 3.6 kilometers, it's everything between 10 to 16% increase. That was so tough, and I had to do a lot of push bike because it was insanely steep. And when I finally got to the top, it was just cruising along for the rest of the day. And I ended the day after 82 kilometers on the bike and had a well-deserved rest at my wild camp. When I start this day on the bike, I can feel that my body is so tired from yesterday's climbing and the 82 kilometers. But today I only have to bike for 32 kilometers, and that feels very okay today. And now I'm on my way to spend 3 days with family in Kristiansand. And I'm really looking forward to meet them again and have 3 days off the bike. In the next episode, I will bike the south coast of Norway and bike as south as possible by bike in Norway. And have my first bath of the year, and I walk on top of one mountain. Meet many different people and see a lot of nice scenery. And remember, just keep moving with happiness. Thank you for watching till the end.